Hi there, everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token channel. You're going to get a lot of great insights here. So let's get going, folks. Let's not muck around. We just finished day 680 in the Hex journey. Pretty awesome. Here we are on hex.com. Great place to start. This is the official site. Always make sure you go to the official sites so you avoid any scammers out there. This is a great place to start, hex.com, and I'll leave all the links in the video description. Let's see how we get on for today. Of course, we're going to check out Hex Daily Stats, and we're going to jump straight to this page first. Now, I'm going to leave all the links to these awesome data sites that you should know if you're going to invest in Hex and keep monitoring. All right, so day 60 is just finished, of course, 21st of December. Woohoo! October, sorry, 12th of October, 2021. Pretty awesome. So the price finished a snapshot. So every 24 hours, all these details, key ecosystem gets snapshotted, and it's pretty awesome to see the differences from day to day. So here we are on day 60. The price got snapshotted at 38.3 cents, bit of a pullback from yesterday, 4.8%. The ROI multiplier, of course, the return multiplier is 6,788 from the all-time low. Pretty amazing there. And that's based on about the 5th of January 2020. So what else we got? We got the Tshare payout 5.74, just down a little bit from the previous day. The Tshare price is now 7,261. So that's to get one Tshare if you do, say, a 2-day stake. Impressive there. The share rate, of course, always goes up. This is the critical one here. Always goes up, 18,951, up and to the right forever, pretty much. So most days it's always going up by a little bit. Yesterday it went up by 1.8. The day before, 22.8. You can see a couple of times it does have zeros on there, but typically it's going up and to the right. So pretty amazing. Average stake length years. This means that all stakers in Hex ecosystem 5.74 years. Pretty good indeed. So that means a lot of people are staking out pretty long there as well. It continues to get a lot of the APY, the interest and penalties that you might be getting. 36.81%, amazing. Compare that to a bank, you might get 0.5% or maybe a percent. This is a pretty terrific, 36.81, amazing. All right, liquidity in the pool. Now, this is a 96,869 hex in the pool, and that's up from yesterday, about 3.7 million there. And of course, you can see USDC 31 million, liquidity pool on the ETH side, 1,126. Now, interesting is that more Hex is essentially largely a stable coin. 87% of the Hex is a stable coin. Pretty amazing there. So it means the underlying value for Hex is really critical and means it doesn't go up with Bitcoin and Ethereum so much, but the underlying demand for Hex is impressive, and you can see with an APY of 36.81%, it makes it very attractive indeed, especially when you've got such a big demand for it. All right, total value locked is 24.11 billion, and a market cap at the moment 219 billion was snapshotted, and of course Tshare market cap 80.22 billion. There's 11,447,000 T-shares. That's down slightly, 922. Now, that's going to be an interesting one to watch as demand for X grows with more users, because that's going to eventually start to fall, because the share rate, as we talked about earlier, is going up and to the right, meaning that you get less shares in the future. So that will eventually decline, especially as stakes mature. We know that the next couple of months that there's a big stake candles going to mature. We're going to check that out shortly too. Of course, that's pretty important. Change. So total supply of Hex 635 billion. Now that might seem a little bit scary, but the fact is that there's a Origin wallet which helps support the Hex ecosystem, and that owns most of that Hex there. Some people say 90%, around about that much of not of the total supply, but of the circulating supply. So minted Hex yesterday was 10,403,000. That was what was given out as interest and stuff. Circulating at 572, and this is previously it was about 90%, maybe a bit less than that, as the Origin wallet went and sacrificed for the Pulse chain. So you've got to take that into account. Change in circulating supply down 15.4 million, so that's obviously less in circulating supply, which is good. Stake supply 62.9 billion X is staked, looking very healthy. And so if you're staked, you'll be part of that as well. Change stake supply 25.8 million and looking good. and that's up, of course, and that's what we want to see. More stakers staking, and staking longer. Very cool. All right, so stake supply, 173 million. Change in stake supply, 925,000. Let's get out towards the end. The stake percentage of coins, 9.9. This is a key critical figure. 9.9% of all HEX is staked. So if we go back to this total here, if we go back to the total supply, we've got 634.5 billion HEX in the market. But only 9.9% is staked. That's why we have such a high circulating amount. Of course, that circulating supply is dominated by the Origin wallet, which helps, doesn't tend to sell, doesn't tend to sell HEX, and tends to prop up the market valuation. So it's a great mechanism for wealth creation. All right, so we've got there. So the payout in the HEX was 63 million, and the penalties was 342,000. So on the lower side there, total holders now, and these are key measures for growth. 367,393 holders. So that's pretty awesome. Up 486. These growth numbers still looking very good, and nice to see. Imagine when the Pulse Chain fork comes up, going to be pretty epic. Current stakers 66,817, up 172. Total stake is 82,364, up 199, and the current holders 258,884, and up 164. So still going pretty good, but obviously not as good as we had 4 or 5 weeks ago. Still going nicely though, and continue to grow up as well. So nice. Right, so those are the key metrics for today. Let's quickly check over on the app hex.win. And check that out. So we've got the obviously some similar figures, the 9.9% staked. We also have the sacrifice for the Pulse Chain, pretty cool, and circulating supply. These are the key ones we want to look at. Uniswap now has shifted. It is even more of a stable coin than you would think in HEX. So 47.5% is in version 3 now, and 40.7% is in version 2. And version 3 has definitely grown pretty strong there. The ETH has fallen away, 3.6 in version 2, and 7 million or 8.2% in version 2. So definitely, if you add those two together, you've got 88.3% now in USD stablecoin. So amazing there as well. Here's the big charts. These charts are fantastic. You can see the Tshare price in yellow and the HEX in white. So if we go to just the Tshare price, you can actually see that going up and up and up and up, and that's where we got that 7,362. And of course the price here going up, 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 up and away. And nice little bull flag, 39 cents at the moment, or 38.8. And so we're expecting that to take off at some stage, maybe another week. We'll see what the next 7 days can be. Pretty interesting to see that. The share rate, of course, up and to the right is one of the special features of HEX, and it's looking good. Just keeps going up to the right. This big jump, of course, is big payday back on the 19th of November, and that was pretty. A lot of people got 30% bonuses or 100% if they were really long stakers. Pretty nice. The payout, this is what the main thing that people look at. If you're going to stake, you want to get your payout. So daily payout 5.72 it was. So you can see that's pretty good there. And obviously we've got pretty high amount of stakers now. That's up to 9.9%. So it's definitely on the high end of the amount of stakers. Remember, the Origin wallet only stakes a small amount, maybe 13 to 18%. Otherwise, it's unstaked and just sitting idle as liquid HEX. So pretty cool. Stake counts continue to climb. Look at that, beautiful as well. So looking really good on the stake counts there. Very cool on that. Let's jump over to nomics.com, just have a quick look at the overview. Obviously, the global market's looking really good, 2.6 trillion. Bitcoin's looking nice at 56.5. Let's see if probably having a breather before it tackles on a new all-time high. HEX sitting pretty nicely, obviously, and we can see the current market is 38.8 cents, 222 billion HEX, and 29 million in daily volume. Nice on that. All right, let's quickly jump over to our final page, which is pretty interesting. This gives us a nice charts for staking. We can see the staking is a little bit lower at the moment. You can see it's just dropped off a little bit, but still going pretty nicely. And you can see obviously our key wallet numbers there, and our key staking numbers there as well. But we're going to go straight down and check out the biggest profile. And this is probably from the supply side. This is probably the most important thing. Obviously, we've looked at some of the demand figures with the growth in wallets and stakers looking really good. We've got only just a couple of months left of these super high candles, and I suspect that most of these people will restake. Some will sell off money for profit, so that's probably put a bit of down pressure on the price. This is September, October, November, and then December. So really, once we get past October and November, these two big candles, we should have a lot of reprieve. Once again, we've got pulse trading coming up, likely launch probably mid December is my guess, and maybe just before Christmas. So people will be holding off, not particularly selling. So we might get a little bit delayed selling there, particularly after the pulse chain. We'll see how that plays out, but that's kind of some intuitive guess there. And then after that, we've got pretty good profiles. Not a lot to sell off there. And the crimson in the back, of course, we've got the Tshare as it rolls up, and a big jump in after the 10-year stakes. Obviously, the share rate only gets you as long. The bonuses only get you as long as 10 years. Then people lock it in for another 5 years at that rate. Some of them, but you can see it really drops off, and there's quite a bit of a hole here, all the way through to 34, 35, all the way back down to was it 31? So 2031 to 35, pretty empty there. A couple of candles around here, around the 15-year mark. We expect that to be filled out with the new stakers, of course, but we do have a medium stake period. Was it 5.7 years? So 2025 probably be a pretty interesting period as well for demand. So we'll see what happens. I suspect a lot of this will be staked, like I say, and some people will take some profits, no doubt, and it's probably impacted the price at the moment, as well as the delay in the pulse chain launch. But the testnet is up and running, so that's pretty exciting. When the fork comes out, of course, I think madness will come again. People will really start, at least figures will start to push up, and that's going to be pretty exciting to see. Gas prices on the Ethereum chain, of course, have been pretty insane, and they're still around 100 Gwei at the time that we're doing this video. So hopefully that's helped. Hope you enjoy that. This is a daily update. Hex.com, of course, pretty amazing. It is the first blockchain certificate deposit, supercharged, of course, on the crypto sphere, and of course, there's a huge market, as we've just showed. Of course, its founder, Richard Hart, is one of the big personalities in crypto, and only getting bigger. So fun times. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Feel free to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, of course, and I will catch you in the next one. Cheers.